Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jet Duxbury. He's Tay-Tay. Yeah. We've just had our Subway for lunch. Tay-Tay's birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday, Tay-Tay. And we made a good point. We haven't done a lesson for a while. I've done a few lessons. It started off in the lockdown and we've done quite a few videos. The last one we did, I think there's a playlist that you can click on. The last one we did was about playing in different keys, and a quick recap of where we're at, if you haven't seen one of these before, is I've got this whole method of playing C major. Actually, we took that into the other keys, and this whole method of pointing at the key we're in. We're going to do this today in C, so that's where we'll be working. Point at middle C with your index finger, middle finger next to it on D, or the next white note, thumb on G, and pinky on G. Now, if you're cooped up like I am, move over to the left, always. Leave room for yourself so you don't get all kind of bunched up. And then we're going to put a C on the bottom. And very quickly to recap, if you move your finger to any of the other white notes, you'll get a posh chord. Check it out. And I'm using the sustain pedal every time I press down. The sustain pedal goes down and then I lift off. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you how to just move your thumb, just your thumb, and we're going to get really posh sounding advanced chords, okay? Sounds like a dream. It really is a dream. So we've got this shape. Now, on certain degrees of the scale or on certain white notes, I'm going to show you how you can move your thumb sometimes a semitone or one note away from there, and we're going to get really advanced sounds that you might like and you might want to include, because we're moving on from what we've left before and we're going into new pastures. First one that works really well is instead of just going to the E and doing the same shape, so that's that note on the bottom. You can play it with any finger you want. Karate chop it. This is the super secret trick. This thumb, I want you to move up one semitone to that black note there. It's called A flat. Now, really important here is I'm not asking you to do anything else with the other fingers. So go back quickly to that shape and play it. And tell yourself, and tell me, Jack, I'm just going to move my thumb, I promise. You've moved over, so you're not, because sometimes if you're cooked up, I see people, they go, oh, and they chicken out. You stay exactly the same. And move your thumb up, one note, and you're going to get this sound with an E on the bottom. Can you ruddy believe it? Listen to how posh that is. So we go from the C. That's our normal one. With the thumb just moved up one semitone. Dense, gospel sounding harmony, right? Crazy. It's a magic trick. One thing don't constrain yourself to staying very rigid. You're very relaxed and you're just going to move this thumb, and you'll see that my whole hand pivots a little bit, but I am these notes again, C, D and G. And instead of the G being on the bottom, I've gone up one semitone. That's the first one. And a good example in your ears, and a good place to use this is on songs like Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. So, sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. And you probably saw, I'm going free range of my thumb, but I'm going to give you, I'll talk about it in a minute. That's the first one. Now we can go back to that F, and we're back to our shape. When I say F, I'm talking about the bottom note, because my whole theory is just park this right hand and worry about the left hand. So I could do the same thing, but know that when I hit that note, that E, I'm going to go up one semitone with my thumb. Woo! Next really cool place to do it is on the G, or the 5 chord. So 1. And this is often a part of the song where you can get away with murder, because the 5 chord often comes before the 1 chord where we're going back home. So if we do 1, 3, then 5, but I'm going to do my saucy 3 with my thumb moving up 1 semitone. Check this out. 1, 3, 5. Now it sounds very pure and open, but we can do some more interesting stuff when we're here. First one is exactly what we did before. Thumb up just 1 semitone. Check this out. And that's the I Believe I Can Fly sound, right? I believe I can fly. I believe I... Okay, you can also do it on the F there. I believe I can fly. And so use your ears, but we'll stick here on the 5 so I won't lose you. Stick here with the G. So it's exactly the same shape, just moving our thumb up 1 semitone. Now the other thing we can do when we're here is we can move our thumb down 1 whole step to the next white note. Check this sound out. That's a very wholesome sound. So I walked up to the 5 here and I moved my thumb down. They're my 2 favourite places to, or the first 3 things to do. So we've got an E on the bottom, we move it up a semitone. If we've got a G on the bottom, we do the same shape, which is that I Believe I Can Fly, but we can also put an F on the bottom. Other thing we can do when we're here on this G is go down to the F with our thumb, so down 1 white note. And we'll keep going with this idea, pause it, and steal these, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you what's going on theory-wise. Often, if I was going 1, 3, 4, 5 here, walking up, so... Let's implement what we've just done. So I'm going to make this one posh by moving up just 1 semitone. When I get to this F, I'm going to play that normally, but I'm going to put 1 little walking tone in there with the F sharp, and all you've got to do is move that thumb up to an A. So check this sound out, right? You hear that? And what we're getting at is that you can get very complex chords and you can start trying these for yourself, but just focus on these tones in and around this G. So what happened there was that I went from the C to the posh E to an F. Now we could put that on the A there, but let's keep it to our normal shape. But when we go up to this F sharp, we're going to move it up 1 white note to A. And then when I got to the G, I put my thumb down to F. And you can keep it going. I'm not going to do all of that because it will just be loads of random stuff. But the important thing to do is you're seeing that I'm locking these 3 fingers in. These haven't changed for any of those chords. Trust me. But the big takeaways are point to C, middle finger next to it on the D, Gs. If that's a bit of a stretch, don't worry about that top G, just do those 3. But I like it with the G, especially when we do the posh chords. So that's the shape we've got with the C on the bottom. And that works for any white note. But we've just learned that sometimes if we want to, when we hit this E or the 3, we can move it up a semitone. So when we hit the F, we can get an I Believe I Can Fly sound. Or if I go up even one more semitone, I get that F. When I hit the F sharp, when I go to the G, I can either go to an F. And when I say go to an F, I'm just talking about my thumb. When I'm saying those notes, go back and listen. I'm just talking about moving my thumb. Nothing else is changing. It's magic. When I go up to an A, I can do a 2-5-1. So first one is that E. Do it on the G. Do it on the F. Do this on the F sharp. Do this on the A flat. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does. If anything, it's trying to put it into a musical context. Because in isolation, you're like, well, what does that chord mean? It's finding a song like My God, or let's stick with Dock of the Bay. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. So that one, the chord goes down to D, right? But it's major. I just moved my thumb down to F sharp and I get that major D major sound. But I haven't moved anything. I'm just moving one note in my left hand and one note in my thumb, and I can go through all those complex chords. In the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching tape rolling down, then I watch 'em roll away again. So when I put in that, I believe I can fly, I believe I can touch the sky, I think about it every night and day, I spin my wings and fly away. All of those chords, I moved one note, and it was this thumb. If you've got a dodgy thumb, like my dad got angry once and mistakenly hit a glass door, and he's got a bit of a gammy thumb, this may be a bit of a stretch, but to me, or if it feels painful, don't worry about that pinky and just do it with these 3, okay? Like a little claw. Me. So I believe Tay can fly. I believe Tay can touch the sky. Kirk Franklin. I think about it every night and day. Lord, nobody believes me, but I'm not actually singing. I'm just shouting a lot. Anyway, we've got that shape right from our other lessons. Go back and watch that. All the old videos, we can play in different keys, because if you just point at whatever key you're in, give me a key please, Tay. G, point at G. Put his little friend in. Thumb, pinky, on the octaves of the 5th. Now, if I'm in another key and I'm doing Dock of the Bay in G, original key, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. It's much easier. So I was struggling to find a key there. Haven't sung in many a time. It's really easy for me because I'm like, oh, I've only got to worry about moving one. I've parked these 3 fingers. I'm just moving my thumb. Slow it down. I'm just moving my thumb. I hope that makes sense. It's a real cheat code to playing chords that because that works for any diatonic chord or chord that really uses the scale tones of whatever key you're in, okay? But sometimes people are like, oh Jack, but what if that is like a B major instead of a G over B? That's how you can get those other tones. Try it, but just try do it with your thumb. I promise it'll work out. I will do some more of that. We'll go back to C and I'll see what I can jam out with. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you want to learn, if anything. I mean, I can't teach much, but I can teach this quick and dirty method to get to most things. So I'd love to know. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. And I'll jam us out. Just moving that thumb, baby.